What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the May 8th. We fix this. Fucking it up already. Jesus. The May 8th edition of CBSI Hot 10 list with the one and only writer of the Hot 10 list, Ben S., joining us. Today we have some very excellent guests. And everybody say hello to Peter Renna, the one and only Peter Renna. And also the one and only Mel V.
Hello, hi. I always wanted to come on the show. I came on the whim. I'm whoring myself out to different podcasts, so it was my time. It was my time to do the top 10.
And any chance we can see you on a podcast, brother, it's a good thing. So since I have you in front of us, I want to say what a great fun show the Mighty Mel V channel had with the Unpressable reunion. Absolutely fantastic. One of the best shows I've seen in a long time. It was fun to kind of, even though it doesn't feel like it's been that long, it's kind of been a while since you guys have done, anything like that. If I remember correctly, it's been like a year or so.
About a year.
It doesn't feel that long, but man, it was a lot of fun.
It doesn't feel like 3 years I was doing it, but again, shout out to everybody that was part of the Impressive Defects, and it was a great time in my life. But it's we got to do reunion shows now.
Hey, that's okay, man. That's okay, man. And we're good with that. All right, gentlemen, let's get on to the top 10. We'll start it off, of course, with the Golden Age book this week. Honorable mentions: Golden Age book, Spitfire Comics, number 133, I believe. Is that correct, Ben?
Yeah, and what's weird is I think there's only 2 issues. So 132 is the first one. I think 133 is the second. I'm not sure where I don't know what this came from, but they used to number titles all the time. So thanks to everybody who's in the chat or who's watching live, or if you're not watching live, if you're watching on the on YouTube after the fact. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. This Spitfire just kind of there was a heritage focused auction this week that had quite a few huge sales. There was a lot of really high grade video games, great video games on the list this week, or on that auction this week. I think there was a Super Mario Brothers that sold for like $40,000.
The Nintendo one?
Yeah, the Nintendo one.
Was it a 9.8?
No, it was like an 8.0, but it sold for like $40,000. It said it was a mid-release, whatever that means. I'm not a video game expert, but it was a mid-release. But So this Spitfire was on that auction as well. And there was a 6.5 that sold for $2,000. There was very, very few of these out there that I could find. The most recent kind of generalized sale that I could find was in 2006, which was 14 years ago. But an 8.0 sold for $130. So, so I would like to have bought that one 14 years ago and still had it, because that 8.0 would probably go for, if a 6.5 went for $2,000, that 8.0 would probably go for $4,000.
Or more.
Yeah. But very cool cover, Hitler cover, female in red dress cover with a gun, all the things that Golden Age collectors love.
I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but I don't understand these covers. Like the old school joints, I was like, I was talking to Nico about it. I was like, I don't get it. I don't get why everybody likes these old school covers. But I understand why. I mean, I do get why, but I don't. It's not for me. Put it like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to put ourselves back into the 1940s. I mean, none of us were alive in the 40s. Heck, my parents were not even alive when this one came out. So, and I'm the oldest one here in the group, but. So it's hard to think back in those times. But when you think back at, I mean, having, these kind of covers, this was pretty pretty
Racy?
sort of,
Racy.
yeah, very racy.
Yeah.
At the time. So I mean, you kind of thinking, kind of fast forward to now. I mean, you think of things that are racy. They get
But
a
I
lot of
also-
attention.
But I also think that another reason why this book is so hot now is you throw in the rarity factor of if you can find one with the color that pops on those colors, whether it be any of these Golden Age books with red or yellow or, really deep colors on there. I think that's a big deal just because of rarity. But I agree with you, Mel. I never understood why the books, with Nazi symbols and what else? There's other crazy things that just
Atomic bomb.
Yeah, atomic bomb. Exactly. Right. I don't understand it either. But hey, it's one of the things. It's one of the things that always kind of back in the day, I remember reading in the old school Overstreets, headlights, the term headlights, right? And basically that's just where you got either some major cleavage or some really big tits, hanging out there, right? and so that type of shit cracks me up. So I get it. And there's always these weird niches for comics, and one of the really crazy ones kind of comes from this age, and that's people love comics with hands on them. Have you ever seen those comics with a big hand? I was like, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. Everything.
Anyways, off on a crazy McClay tangent. On to the next one. Tuki, honorable mention. What's going on with this? I'm a big fan of Jeff Smith. I forgot about this book.
Yeah, so it's Tuki Save the Humans #4. It's the Skottie Young variant. It's just a B cover. It was not an incentive or anything like that. But, I was looking and there was a sale of $50 on this. There was one sale like a couple months ago for cover price, and there's no other copies of this listed.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Well, I had this on my ESO elevation months ago. The print run for this particular variant was ridiculously low. For this particular issue was ridiculously low. And I say, Skottie Young fans are just rabid. But I never thought this book would sell for $50. And now there's I think there's two lists right now for $100 and $150 right now. But I mean, to try to find this book, good luck, dude. Good luck.
And it's cartoon books. How many are they printing? I mean, is it just cartoon books that put this out, or is this part of did Image put this out too? With
this was Jeff Smith's company. So yeah, I mean it's. I'm sure the print logo. I'm not even sure if this even probably registered in the, in the Diamond 300. Who knows? Probably not. But yeah, I mean it's definitely a Scott. You can tell it's a Skottie Young cover. It's got bright colors. And it's just, I don't know. It's just one of those that I think people probably just didn't realize was that difficult to find.
And shout out to my man Paul. Paul's Problems. We was definitely on this cover a while ago. Like he got one. He got one. He was on.
I didn't even know that. I mean, and it's not a new. Obviously, it's not a new book at all. I mean, this is not new at all.
I remember picking this up on the shelf. I was like, Skottie Young, let me get it and threw it in the back of a box somewhere. And now that I see this is $50, like, wow.
Yeah. So.
Well, something crazy about Skottie Young that I always want to ask because I don't know if it's really talked about or known, and that is, what is the very first Skottie Young quote-unquote variant? Is it that Red She-Hulk book? Do we know what is the very first Skottie Young variant? I never hear that talked about. I figured that would be a really good book to go after, but nobody ever really talks about it.
Yeah, do not know.
I think it might be this book. Yeah, so Red She-Hulk number 58. This is also, I think, a big book when it comes to, it has another really big variant to it. But I think this might be the very first Skottie Young quote-unquote variant. So if anybody out there knows in the comments, leave it below. And I'd be very interested to know and what people think about that. All right, let's get on. Actually, before we get on to the top 10, I want to talk about a really cool show that CBSI and Flipside did over the weekend, and that is these Hot 25 Star Wars comics. And it was done by Peter and Mike and Ben C. And you guys killed it. And that was a lot of fun to watch. And there was a book, a lot of books on there that were talked about with Star Wars going crazy. But one of them being the number one book that everybody knows about, and that is that first appearance of Ahsoka. For those of you guys that have that book, hold that book. That's my advice. Hold that book. That book is going to go crazy. And if you don't want to hold it and want to sell one,
it's crazy. It's crazy now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's crazy now. It's going to be even more crazy, I think. But very good job. And there's a lot of really cool Star Wars stuff going down at CBSI, comicbookinvest.com right now. Make sure you guys go check it out. This news about Boba Fett coming to Mandalorian has just obviously Boba Fett's already huge as it is, but there's a couple books that people are going crazy about. One of them being this Star Wars Tales number 7, and I believe Ben, I think you might have a copy. Do you have a copy of that to show what people what it looks like?
Yeah, it's really funny. I saw that and I was like, hey, I think I've got that book. And I do. I had no idea that I even had that book.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought I did, but I didn't even. It's thick. I mean, it's square bound.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. 64 pages. Those things.
These are square bound, but yeah, it's a really cool cover, and I think that's probably why I bought it forever ago. It just had a really cool Boba Fett cover, and I was like, yeah, I'll just throw that in I'll just throw in the box and see what.
But there is a cooler cover. There's also a cover B to that.
Yes.
Photo?
That photo variant. Now, that photo variant, and especially if Boba Fett is coming back to the Mandalorian, that's all I'm saying is that might be the cover people should be looking for.
Let's talk about those photo variants. Because I think every copy of Star Wars Tales has a photo variant. Is that correct?
Not every kind, but most of them.
A lot of them do.
Yeah.
And is the photo the newsstand version of that, or is that I think it is the newsstand, right?
Oh my god!
If it is, that's a rabbit hole that I don't know about.
I got this photo of 23. It's direct sales, so this is a direct of 23.
Okay, so here
are all newsstands.
Yeah.
There you go. That's it right there. Yep.
Yeah. And that's a sick cover. That's a sick cover. I love that series. I think that series is one of the best series to spec on. It's been one of the best series to spec on for years now. Most people are going to be late to the party on that, but if you were buying those runs for cheap back when you could on eBay, good on you.
But again, if you, I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go for it, brother.
If you're specking on Boba Fett's daughter, Star Wars Tales 7, yes. Hologram, baby. For sure. However, Boba Fett is Dead number 2 is the full appearance of his daughter. Now, mind you, here's my whole thing about this. Now, if Boba Fett comes back, right, which he is coming back in the Mandalorian, number 1, how can he survive the Scarlet Pit without being all messed up? If he is messed up, he would have to train somebody. Who better than his daughter? Now, we heard the clicking of the spurs walking to an episode 5, walking towards the bounty hunter to try to kill the Mandalorian. We heard the spurs clicking. Boba Fett is known to have spurs clicking on his boots. Look kind of skinny. Look like had a woman frame walking towards that other female in episode 5. I'm putting dollars to donuts that's his daughter. Maybe I'm wrong. It's just speculation.
And what book is this?
Star Wars Blood Ties. Boba Fett is Dead number 2. Her first appearance.
Because this is number 1 right here, right?
That's number 1.
So number 1 has a Diamond Retailer Summit variant.
Number 2 is the Stormtrooper on the Dubat.
Okay, let me look for that one. There we go, right there.
Yep. And
there
again,
you go. That's a nice spec right there, considering how crazy everything is going right now.
I talked about it on when I was on the Bolo show, and I talked about it when I was on Principal Defects. It was again. This is the book that I'm trying to put people onto. But
not bad.
We'll see what happens.
One of them be Sasha Banks, because we don't know who she's going to play, but she's supposed to be a Mandalorian season 2.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Where haven't they already shot season 2?
I don't know how far they might have gotten into it, but they might have gotten some work done. But yeah, I remember.
That's the only thing that kind of worries me. It kind of worries me about the whole Boba Fett thing, because I don't know how much more they have to shoot for season 2 to get him in, other than just like flashback scenes or something, you know. So his daughter, I think, is a bigger play.
I agree. So, and then again, and another thing, they want to get rid of all these old characters. All characters are for our generation, not the new generation. I mean, how many of the older characters are still around? Walker's dead. Skywalker's dead. Han is dead. Chewie's like 500 years old. You got a Baby Yoda now. I mean, why would they keep Boba Fett around if they're trying to promote to a new generation? His daughter wearing the Mandalorian armor, which she has done before. Perfect play. Perfect play.
Yeah.
Yep. Very cool. All right, let's get into the meat of the top 10. Here's number 10, Youngblood number 2, first appearance of Prophet, if I'm correct.
I'm just going to apologize first. This book honestly has no place on any list ever. It really doesn't. It's terrible. The art is terrible. The character is terrible. It's bad. I mean, even so I do apologize. This made it on the Hot 10 quite a while ago when Liefeld first said that, it's somebody bought it up and it's going to be a whatever. And there's what, probably 500,000 of these. I mean, there are at least, and that's probably after probably all the ones that have been burnt, in effigy out there and or used as bonfire material. Yeah. It's terrible.
COVID toilet paper.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad. I mean, but whatever. I mean, the main thing is that like when you saw all the sales this week, okay, and this is we kind of touch on this every single week. I don't know who is buying these, because anybody, I don't want to shame anybody for spending what they want. They spend their money on what they want. I don't care what you spend your money on. That's your right. But just because it pops up on basically on an alert that says, "Hey, Rob Liefeld has been liking a bunch of tweets or retweeting a bunch of things or liking a bunch of Instagram photos that have to do with profit," doesn't mean anything. I mean, it means absolutely nothing. It doesn't mean you should go out and buy Youngblood 2. It doesn't. And honestly, if people didn't know that from the alert, would anybody even care? I mean, nobody's following Liefeld. So I honestly, I just want copies are selling for $10 to $15 for higher grade copies. I think I saw like even 9/8 were selling for like $100. Oh. I mean, I'm done with this book. It's never. I don't care. I don't care if it sells for $500. It will never make the Hot 10 again.
I had a pair sell. The one that the alert came out. It was on my eBay store forever. I had the two covers because there's the green title and the pink title. I had both of them up. I think it was like $15. Just 50-cent books. Like I just had them out there. Out there forever, and somebody just bought them straight up. I'm like, why the heck did this sell? And then,
was there a badass like Stephen Platt Prophet variant back in the day?
There's several of them actually, and if you're gonna buy anything Prophet, buy those variants from Platt.
Yeah,
there's a cool McFarlane one too.
Yeah, I mean, do not get this book. There are, I can't even imagine how many. And honestly, I think Liefeld is so full of himself. I think he probably printed 100 extra cases that he probably just kept himself. Just because of how he feels about himself.
I mean, so this book also has Shadowhawk. If you flip it over, you got Shadowhawk busting through on the other side. So there could be Shadowhawk fans.
Oh gosh,
his thigh muscles have thigh muscles on thigh muscles.
It's
Yeah, who works out that much? I mean, my feet would hurt too if I worked out that much.
Yeah, if you had them,
Look how small those feet are, man.
I'm pretty sure my feet would look like that if I worked out my calves. That
Look at his calves. He's got like 5 calves muscles there.
all right. Let's
Anyway,
move on.
all
Let's
right.
get away from Youngblood.
Number 9, the Mighty Avengers number 13, the second printing variant.
Yeah. So apparently, Secret Warriors is again. These are all rumors. I'm either neither confirming nor denying any of these rumors are true or false. I don't live in that realm. I really just follow sales. I don't follow rumors. But apparently, the Secret Warriors are supposed to be headed towards the MCU if and whenever movies actually start getting made again. This is the first appearance of the Secret Warriors. Price one. This is like old spec. I mean, people were buying this 5 years ago, 6 years. I mean, long time ago. For the first print or the first print with Captain America, and then the second print with with the team here, and sales went from 5 to 10 to 25 to 30. Again, I don't think team spec is very solid ground, unless you're talking about Justice League or Avengers. That's pretty much it. Anybody else, even Justice League Dark, is very, very questionable. So that's my 2 cents on that.
All right, on to number 8. The Old Guard number 1. This is a book I've heard a couple good friends talk about lately. So is there option news for Old Guard?
July.
No, this was this coming out in July. It was actually optioned last year.
there's a trailer for this, no?
Yeah, Netflix dropped some photos, some actual photos from the show or movie, and I think they had like a teaser trailer, which is why this jumped. Why people started buying this again.
I passed for this book more than Patrick Mahomes and the Super Bowl, and I wish I did.
It's a good story too. I like it. I'm looking forward to that Netflix thing. The story is like the main character never ages, right? There's like a crew. There's like maybe half a dozen or like 5
that don't age.
Yeah, they're just soldiers that just don't. Yeah, they're like basically immortal, and they live on through all these different wars.
Okay, so it's kind of. I mean, and honestly, that works out perfectly for Charlize Theron because she looks as good today as she did 20 years ago. So
he's definitely not burnt. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, on to number 7. Silver Surfer Black number 4. Some more Null craziness.
This book right here. I passed for this book at Midtown about 13 times. And when I went back to go buy it, it was gone. So I can't curse here. I can't say. Can I curse?
Yes, you can.
Well, fuck this book.
Well, Peach Momoko too. I mean, she's super hot. You pair her along with the super hot character, and
you know what? This book looks just like the second printing. It's easy to get confused.
Yeah,
I'm like, but if you got this book, more power to you, and enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Yeah, this one skyrocketed this week. Was like $30 to $40. Now it's $125 or more. I just don't think there's not that many of them. I mean, I think if that number, I mean, like, the orders go down from issue 1 to 2 to 3, and then they really drop off on issue 4, and this one's issue 4. And it's not like at the time when it was ordered, Peach Momoko was anything at all. And so it's not like, if it was a Hughes cover or something, orders would have stayed up, or any other, or Campbell or something like that. At the time, Momoko was not somebody that people were like, oh yeah, I need to make sure I get that. So I just don't think there's very many of them out there.
I still call her Peach Monica. I am notorious for messing up last names. So don't mind me.
At least it's last names and not first ones. All right.
So sometimes it's first. It depends on what I'm drinking.
On to number 6, we got Invincible Iron Man number 9. Some more Riri news. Riri news.
Hey, you called the wee, I called it Monica.
Yeah. So okay. So I did see a tweet from somebody that said yes. We are developing Ghost Rider and Ironheart for Disney Plus, but whether or not those actually ever make it there, we can't say right now because nothing's in production at the moment. But just the fact that that it is moving, it looks like it, and whether or not it ends up on Disney Plus or she ends up in a movie, there's no doubt that Marvel's going to use her somehow. It's going to happen. You guys tell me what your thoughts are between number 7 and number 9. Number 7, in theory, is the cameo. Number 9 is the first full appearance of Riri. But my thought is that number 7 actually on that second print or third print, one of the prints has her face right there on the cover, and it says first appearance of Riri Williams.
Yeah.
This one says introducing, Riri, but that number 7, even though she's only on the last page, I don't know. I mean, you both sell well. This one actually sells for more than number 7 right now. It didn't used to. Number 7 used to sell more. But 9/8 are back over 200 on this. So you guys tell me. I don't know which issue, or is it just better just to get both?
Better to get both. Furthermore, you want the first appearance of her in her Ironheart armor. I forgot what the name of the book was, but again, I had that on one of my old East elevations. But I will put that in the comment section, or somebody will do the research. But the book I'm talking about can't go wrong. It's the first appearance of her in Ironheart armor, and there is a 1 to 25 of that book also. However, again, you're gonna see Tony Stark as a hologram based on this Invincible Iron Man stuff with this Riri stuff. He's gonna be a hologram again. Though that's the book you should be searching for. It's
Infamous Iron Man number 1.
Boom, there you go.
Yeah. That's got a cool cover too with the Doom.
Eastside Rebic did a variant for that.
Oh yeah, variant.
So that's the book. I mean, this is a great book too. You know what I mean? Invincible Iron Man 9. But you can never go wrong with having 7 and 9, and those 9 could definitely still be found in bins. Not a dollar bin like Peter be finding.
Well, you get surprised.
I wish both 7 and 9 had better covers. Their covers, neither cover of either issue, are good. I wish they were better.
And the variant cover of that 7, is that the one where it's Mary Jane looks like the worst drawing I've ever seen in my entire life?
Well, the regular Diodato A cover on number 7 is not good, and
no.
It's just bad. And this cover's not really any better. I mean, this is just.
Oh, by default it is.
It's because the face is hidden, but.
Yeah.
All right. That Tron variant on this one on 9, I think, like that futuristic looking Iron Man. It's like blue. I don't know. But
what's there?
I'll see if I can find it.
We'll go on to number 5 real quick. Wretches number 1 from Scout Comics.
Shout out to my man James Hyde. And I don't have not a copy. I didn't know this came out from Scout. So
yeah, this came out back late fall last year. Scout announced that it was being made into a TV series, but from what I could tell, and I could be wrong because again, I'm like I said, I'm not part of that community of those kind of option things or whatever. But from what I could tell, there's no network attached to it. There's no producer or studio attached to it. It's just Scout said, hey, it's going to be a TV show. So copies, went from cover price to 15 to 20, but think of just use your mind and think back of all the indie titles that the same things kind of happened, even the ones that got made.
Yeah.
Why would you invest your money based on that? If the story is great, and that's one thing, if you're buying it for that, But if you're buying it because you think it's going to be a TV show and it's going to make this book go up, past experience says that's not going to happen.
Shout out to Scott for doing anything though. I love Scott.
Yeah, I agree.
They're my people.
On to number 4. This is a big fan favorite for me, and I talk about it every time we see it. And that's Darth Vader number 3, the first appearance of Afra. Love this character. Love the droid characters. Love this time period in Star Wars lore. I'm all about this book, and this book just keeps on going up.
Yeah, it's 9/8 are now over 200. Raws are $60 plus.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, it's even the after prints are now selling. The 4th print selling for like 25. The purple cover. Yeah, I think this has got the same feel as the Clone Wars, as Ahsoka. So it just has that feel that at some point she's going to, and it could be in this Women of Star Wars thing or it may not be. It may be in an actual movie. That if they go back and wherever they place the movie in time. Who knows? I mean, because it's not like she's tied to any specific, territory or anything. I mean, she's all over the place. So it has that big feel.
The reason why I keep saying motherfucker, I've burnt through about 18 or 19 of these. I have none left. So Mel V official, fuck this book. But if you have one, please hold on to it because I agree with everything that's been said. This book is going to go through the roof.
Yeah. I still ponder what would happen if the 1 in 25 variant was the A cover and this was the 1 in 25.
Oh God.
I think this one. I think because honestly, the LaRocca 1 in 25, it's selling more, but it's not near as hot as this A cover. It's just not.
That's just ridiculous.
I love the droids, man. I'm still such a big fan of those droids.
There was a nice droid variant too. Again, I got to dig that out.
Yeah, where it's just the 2 of them, right?
Yeah, it was really nice. It looked really nice.
Yeah. All right. Before we go on to number 3, I just want to give everybody a reminder to go check out CBSI.com or comicbookinvest.com and check out all the Star Wars articles that they got going on over there right now. Super easy, comicbookinvest.com. And as you can see, the Hot 10 list is on the right side there. And here's all your awesome articles by writers like people who are on the show currently. So
one day I'll be there.
And once again, I want to thank everybody who's watching live. We really appreciate it. We appreciate the we're trying to keep the banter going, and I am reading your comments. So we are reading them, and we're trying to throw them up on the stream as well. So
big shout out to Life of Agony. I don't think he misses any live stream. And big shout out to my man Ultra Magnus. I was doing a stream with him. He allowed me to go. He said, "Yo, now you can go ahead and do your thing and join the top 20." So a shout out to my man Ultra Magnus. I appreciate you for not letting me be a dickhead.
We appreciate
that Age of Apocalypse 9. That's the Invincible Iron Man cover I was thinking of, not Tron. Age of Apocalypse variant for number 9.
Yep, that's
yeah, that was a good cover.
Darth Vader 3, another one of my favorites. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about. Is there's a list right now that's on comicbookinvest.com that they did a little show on. Go watch the show or check out the list or do both. Matter of fact, do both. And this list is amazing. A lot of really crazy first appearances. But this is a book that I want to talk about real quick because I think this book has a lot of potential. I wish they wouldn't have killed this character, but maybe that's why he's got potential. I don't know. A very limited amount of them. But this would be a great spec book, in my opinion, too.
I hate bigging myself up. I really hate doing that stupid shit. But I was on this book. I was Principal Defects, and then he died the next issue. He died in 4. Yeah. But issue 3 was his cameo. Also had a 125, and issue 3 had a 1 in 25, which is very rarely listed on eBay.
Yeah. Yep. And that second print, man. But so make sure you guys go check out this list. Really cool list. And we'll go ahead and get on into the remainder. On to number 3. More Null stuff. I don't see this stuff ending anytime soon, just like the Star Wars stuff. And this is Venom number 5, the Virgin variant, the Skan Virgin variant.
Yeah, so the trade dress made the Hot 10 last week. And you kind of saw that if the trade dress was moving up, that the Virgin would probably take a bigger spike. And it did. The Virgins last week jumped from like 50 to 90. And then this week they jumped from 90 to like 140.
That's fucking ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's and I agree with Bryan. I can't remember the last time Null was not somehow on the top 10 list. It's been I think it's pretty much the entire coronavirus stretch. I think Null's been on the list every week.
So how is this his first cover appearance?
Okay, so yeah,
we don't get
okay, yeah. Okay, so first of all, does it matter if it's what a first cover appearance is? I guess it may to this very, very small group. But this came out.
It came out. Or was it announced? Because when do people get their copies?
Well, I don't know. Whenever issue 5 came out is when this was available the same day. Now they may not have had it in hand; it may be in the mail, but it was available the same day that issue number 5 came out. Issue number 3, the third print where he's on the cover, came out the week after, I believe. So,
but you could have the third print in hand before you got this 5th print. So that means
through the mail. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, a lot of these things are just semantics. I mean, you don't really know for sure. I mean, even looking back into the 80s, I mean, okay, so 2 issues may have came out on the same day, but maybe your store maybe they didn't get their delivery or something like that. I mean, it's like you don't really know, and a lot of times the dates aren't by week; they're by month, and so you're like, well, I don't really know. I mean, I have to go to a retailer that was around 40 years ago.
Yeah.
My thing is this: it's a badass cover, no doubt, no question. But did you get this book in hand before the 3rd print of Venom 3 came out, and for being the first print, for argument's sake?
Could have. I think you could have. If it came out if the 3rd print came out the week after, even though it was in the mail, I would say that most likely most people probably got them. Okay, so Gabriel Fonseca says it came about 3 weeks before the 3rd print.
Yeah, but did you get it in hand 3 weeks before the 3rd print?
Well, I didn't get any. I didn't buy any of them, so I have no idea.
I don't think it really matters. I mean, I don't know if the argument between the number 3 3rd print and this is really about first cover. I'm thinking that the heat behind the 3rd print of number 3 is because that's Null's first appearance, and it's the best cover out of the group.
Yeah, I mean,
if you want Venom 3, that might be the one you want.
This cover is badass. I ain't gonna hold you. The cover's bad, but Venom 3. I had an argument with about this guy on my Instagram. He was like, yo, this is the first cover appearance, because I had put it again on my easel. Sorry, but I had put this on the thing. I was like, this is the first cover appearance. Like, no, this Null book right here is the first appearance. I was like, well, when did you get it in hand? Well, I didn't get my book till September. So how the fuck is this before the 3rd print? So we can go by previews, and if previews showed this image before.
Well, this wouldn't have been in previews because it was a store variant.
But the other one, the 3rd print would have been in previews, and that is technically the same shit they're doing with this cover, right?
Yeah, like I said, honestly, in any case, I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters which. I don't buy into this is his first cover appearance. It's either first appearance or not a first appearance. Yeah, sometimes the first appearance has a terrible cover, and you get stuck with that. And maybe that first cover appearance ends up being worth more, but in reality, it really makes no difference. This is a cool cover, but
it's badass. It's a badass cover. I'm not going to deny that. However, Venom 3rd print is outperforming the 1 in 25, which fucks my mind up.
Yeah, and it's not like the third print was super low print. I mean, it was like 10,000 copies ordered. So I mean, it was heavily ordered for a third print. Honestly, between the third print and the first print, I actually like the first print. I think the first print's it just doesn't have Null on the cover.
Yeah,
but
Dennis Nicky's right. I'll be right back, fella.
It's just crazy to keep seeing these Null books, but
yeah.
Dennis Nicky says buy the first print Venom 3 while prices is down. So
yeah, I like the first print.
Yeah, I agree.
But this cover is crazy.
On to number 2, more. I guess I don't know. Say more of the Ultimatum stuff, but Ultimatum number 1. Now, is there a variant to this that's going crazy too? Right?
Yeah, there's not that many of them out there, so that's why I put the A cover on there. And there's a McGinnis like 1 in 15 variant as well. I'm going to read exactly from our friends at Cover Price from Matt DeVoe. I'm going to read his write-up on this. This is not my information. This is Matt DeVoe's, and I'm going to give him all the credit for this. So because when I saw, or when people started mentioning, hey, this Ultimatum book is going crazy, and I'm like, was there a first appearance in that? No. Well, why is this thing going crazy? It's not making any sense. All right, so this is straight from Matt DeVoe. The Ultimatum spike in price and sales is what happens when someone reports misinformation. Recently, there was a reported post on Instagram from the production manager of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, as well as WandaVision, who teased the words, underground, liberated, totally integrated mobile army to unite mankind, which is the acronym for Ultimatum. This group has ties to Baron Zemo, Red Skull, and MODOK. A scooper shared his thought that this meant the MCU was potentially building towards incorporating the widely panned Ultimate Universe Ultimatum into the upcoming MCU storyline. So basically, this was a misunderstanding and connection by word usage only that folks ran with. So then it was picked up by like some of the major news sources as, hey, look, this storyline is going to be used in the MCU to bring Fantastic Four into the MCU. Okay, in any case, who cares? What storyline that ends up in a movie? Yes, there have been a few but Dark Knight Returns, but it really didn't follow the storyline. Old Man Logan, but it didn't really follow the storyline. Civil War, but it didn't really follow the storyline. All these things with titles that end up as kind of outlines for movies aren't the storylines for the movies. They're just kind of generalized, hey, we're going to use this storyline, but we're going to change half of it.
Yeah.
So after those movies come out, nobody cares about those books again. The only reason people still care about Old Man Logan is because it was popular 10 years ago, way before there was ever a Logan movie. So nobody's buying Civil War.
I was going to say, yeah, Civil War is a good one. Like, what happened to those?
Yeah, nobody's buying those. So are you the 1 in 100 variant on this is selling for like $700-800? What are you expecting is going to happen?
Yeah.
And then the fact when I saw this from DeVoe that this was just all surmised and then repeated information. It's not like it came directly from anybody. It makes it even worse. Just watch what you guys are spending your money on. You can spend it on whatever you want. Again, I'm never going to be the guy that says, "Hey, I think you should spend your not spend your $800 on this variant and buy some bronze book." I'm never going to be that guy because everybody likes what they like. But just watch if you're spending $800 on this book or the variant, and your reasoning is hey, I think it's going to be worth more, then you need to reevaluate how you're looking at these things.
I like Dante's. Who the fuck is spending $20 on this book?
Yeah, this is a dollar book. I mean, this is a dollar book.
I like the variant though, but I don't think it's worth that much. But the variant,
we can all throw away $20. Like $20, you can just I wasted $20, but hundreds of dollars. it unless you just don't like money, I don't understand why you would throw it at some of these books unless you just really want that book. But if you really want that book, why didn't you want it before last week or whatever? Like,
right.
All of a sudden now you need to spend $700 on that or $800, whatever it might be.
But yes, I'm not. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. Flip those. If you got them, flip them. Make some money off of them.
Yeah, because long term, again, I always go by track records. I'm not speculating what's going to happen. I'm going by track records of the past, and all those examples that I've given in the past. Movies this has no first appearances in this book. If it had a first appearance, that would be something totally different. But this is based on storyline only, and in the past, the storylines that actually make it to the big screen, once those movies pass, those books drop dramatically in value.
Ben look at angry Woody Harrelson.
On to number 1. Ball and Chain, number 1 from Homage. Is that how you say it? Homage Comics. What's up with this? This is crazy.
I am not mad at this at all.
Way from left field. This one is from the middle of nowhere.
Try to find one of these motherfuckers.
Yeah,
I love
it, but I flipped past it. Like, what the hell am I gonna do with that?
It's The Rock, bro.
Yeah.
This book deserves to be number 1. First of all, it's coming out a stupid fucking movie, but it's The Rock.
Yeah,
and a low print run book, bro.
Yeah, so people who don't know, apparently this is actually in production with The Rock and Emily Blunt attached to it as the stars. This, if you don't know the story, this was just a miniseries. It was just a 4-issue miniseries back in like 99, 2000. It's kind of like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, with Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie storyline where these, people, they were kind of, they got hit up with superpowers somehow. And that's kind of where the story is. But it apparently is being made as a movie. Whenever movies actually start getting made again. But so this was $1. I mean, it would, you could probably find this in $1. You probably still can find it in $1 because I doubt, unless, other than your LCSs at least have time now that if they really wanted to go through their back issues, they have the time that they can do that right now. But when they do open back up, I would go to the B section first and see if you can find this for $1.
But wait a year and a half. Let this shit come back down and buy this book. Trust me.
Yeah, I don't think there's that many of them. I don't know the print run on this, but I would suspect it's probably not very high.
Motherfuckers gonna panic. What's a $40 book now? Motherfuckers gonna panic in a year and a half. And it's gonna be a $15 book in fucking January. Buy it then.
I don't even know if it's gonna be that long. These things get forgotten about quick.
They do.
Remember Janet Jackson, what have you done for me, baby?
Yeah,
Exactly.
it'll go off the radar, and then once they actually post, kind of like the old guard, once they actually post pictures of, of these two, on set or whatever, then, then it'll spike again.
Well, maybe when their Jungle movie comes out and they're promoting, this one with it, of them getting back together, that might be another kicker.
Very possible.
Wait till January when this shit fucking falls back down to fucking $10. Buy it then.
Yeah. So
crazy, really crazy.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Peter and Mel and Ben for writing this stuff. We appreciate everybody, and make sure you guys like and subscribe. It's nice to finally see some heat on the list with everything that's going on with this craziness. It's nice to see some real spec and some money to be made and some life brought back into comics. So make sure you guys like and subscribe and check everybody else's podcast out that's going on out there and give them some love.
I have fun. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah,
Mel, you're welcome anytime, brother.
Don't say that. I'll be that motherfucker that'll never leave your couch.
All right. Thanks, everybody in the chat. We will see you next time.